Hello, everybody. Okay, I'm testing out this mic. You know, we did it for the summit. It didn't quite work well with the last live stream I did, so we just gonna try it and see if it works here, or if you jump in, just let me know. I'm gonna give this a little minute to take off, but I'm so excited because Jesse's with me here today, right now, sitting next to me. So
like I'm in real person, like
yeah,
I can touch her. She's right here, like seriously.
Exactly. You know. So let me actually see. I'm gonna try to turn the volume on my phone real quick just to see if I hear myself. Oh yeah, it seems to be working. Yeah, it looks like the mic is working. So, but as you come in, feel free to let us know where you're tuning in from. We're on Instagram, we're on Facebook, we're everywhere, and I am working the machinery while also clearly working the mic. So just know if I take a minute to get to your comments, then don't be upset, you know. And I may or may not scroll up to see it because I don't feel like doing all that leaning all the time. But we got the couch out today. Happy Mother's Day to all the moms.
Yeah.
Those who are biological mothers, bonus moms, you know, mom figures, those moms that have passed on to glory. Even if you're trying to strive to be a mother, maybe you're, you know, struggling right now. Hey, Layla, do you hear me okay, Layla? Let me know. And maybe you're striving to be a mother and this time is difficult. Maybe you recently lost your mother. Show us some love because it's not an easy feat. So just happy Mother's Day to everybody. If you stick around to the end, I do have a giveaway, a cash giveaway that I'm going to do for the mothers who are here. So if you could tune in for the whole duration, then tune in. Okay, good. You can hear us. Perfect. So, yeah, that's going to be at the end, and you'll want to stick around. So, as you know, every month, Jessie and I do our Women of the Bible Stories, but Jessie is here in the flesh. She came for the Black Christian Influencers Conference. Yes. So, it's been a good time. It's been a lot of fun, and we're ready to do this. So, I'm just giving it some time for people to, you know, for her to do her posting, me to let people come in. If you're watching this, let us know what you did today. You know, were you pampered and spoiled? Did you just lay down and do nothing? Either way, I'm here for it. Okay? Yeah. Because I've been ripping and running all weekend. So I can't wait until I can just lay down and do nothing. And that's going to be coming up real soon here. So I am excited for today's message. This is a Mother's Day special. If you're new here, the Women of the Bible Stories is basically just an opportunity for Jessie to tell the stories of women in the Bible that we don't often hear about. You know, we always hear about Queen Esther. We always hear about Ruth. And I mean, I'm sure she'll touch on them at some point too. Right. You know, but there's other women we don't really get to talk to, or talk about. I mean, not talk to, because
hey, you know, listen, don't be talking to them. Don't be talking to them. They don't. They did their part. They left.
So we are going to dive in shortly. I'm just going to say a prayer for us, and then we'll go ahead and dive in. So, dear Lord, thank you for gathering us here today, Lord. We thank you for all the mothers that are here, mom figures, you know, aunties that stand like mothers, mothers that have passed on, even those who might be struggling right now with a strained relationship or anything, trying to be a mother and having infertility issues, single moms that might be tired and feeling the weight, Lord, anything in between that I didn't mention, Lord. I just pray that you would wrap your arms around us and just comfort us, show us your love, show us your peace, Lord, and just uplift our spirits, Lord. Help us to value our mothers, not just today, but every day. And let this be a time where we really think about how we can do better in that if it's needed, or how we can improve, Lord. I pray that you would just speak through Miss Jessie today during this special, and that this will really touch the lives of those who need it, Lord. I pray that you be glorified and we decrease and you increase. In Jesus' name I pray, amen.
Amen.
All right, ladies. So I'm going to pass the mic to Jessie and let her do her thing. And you can introduce yourself too.
All right. So I have to hold it, right?
You can, yeah, just so we can pass it back and forth.
Hold on, let me see. Okay, hey guys, I was trying to see how do I show both of us on my thing instead of just me.
I should have brought my phone holder.
I don't know how to do that. I ain't that fancy.
Okay, I can push this back. So.
Hey guys, how y'all doing? You know how it is. Some stuff we be trying to put things together. Okay. I want to get Facebook on, but
it's streaming to my Facebook.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Mm-hmm. All right. So Come on in the room.
Hey, Whitney.
Are you able to share it on mine too?
Let me see. Let me pull up my Facebook real quick.
Yeah. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the room. Happy Mother's Day to all of the mothers and mother figures for whatever capacity that you wear the title. And even if you have a desire to hold the title, happy Mother's Day. It is a beautiful day. Thank God for this weather here in Atlanta. So I'm enjoying that. But I'm so happy to be in the same room, in the same place doing this. And I'm so happy that we're able to do it today on a special day and a special edition. First, I want to say this. This is Mother's Day edition, but you can invite any woman in the room, okay? I just want you to know that this is not just for mothers who is giving birth per se. It is for women. So if you have a sister girlfriend who doesn't have a child or whatever, just still bring them in the room. There's something in here for every woman. So that I want to make sure we get that out first, so nobody be like, it's only for the mothers. Yeah. No, it's for women. It's women in the Bible story. So that means it's for all women. And again, it is a special Mother's Day edition that we're doing, and I'm excited that I'm coming from the hills of the BCI conference, and I am late. Okay, y'all gonna get this litization. Okay, so you're gonna get it all because I am excited. I'm excited that I was poured into, and I am also so like overly full and flowing with so much. I'm not gonna dump all that on y'all, okay? But
we trying to go.
I was on fast too before I got here, so and I was on the apparently I was on the fast yesterday and I didn't ask to be, so I'm hungry too. But I do want to, make sure that we get into it and get started. So while she tried to figure out how to get my Instagram people, my Instagram people, if you're coming in the room or if you're watching the replay, holler at your girl. It's your coach who? Miss Jessie. And you got my girl here, Rondelle, who we already do the Bible stories once a month. So this is a live that is in person. Yes, we are in the same place, y'all. Your girl is out in the streets. Okay. So Women in the Bible stories is on the road. We are traveling, okay? Yeah. So welcome to the room. And yes, bring a sister friend with you in the room. It's all good. So because I'm traveling, I have to do things a little different ways because you know how they be charging you for the suitcase. So you gotta like try to figure out like what can I bring, what can't I bring, what should I bring. So I'm working with what I got. And so bear with me as I try to be organized with the pages. So first, I want to get started. I want to let you know that, and the reason why I say it's for all women that can come into the room, one is because I am going to touch bases on mother figures and motherly things. Okay. So because it's Mother's Day and because it is women in the Bible stories about women, I figured, what best what's the best way that we can celebrate this so that everyone get a little something. Okay, so first I want to bring the first woman. And I know y'all, I always say we gotta not talk about only just the big women that we know of in the Bible, but I like to pull out precious gems and I like to speak on those that we know we don't always hear about or probably never even heard about. But I also, because it's Mother's Day, I wanted to definitely bring some of the familiar names that you may know to kind of bring it to full circle. But don't always look for the famous names, because I will talk about the women too. But I really like to pull out precious gems that is all in the books of the Bible. They make the cut, so therefore they are important. So listen. So the first one we're going to touch base on is Eve. Okay. Yes, Eve. Okay, so for her, I listed her as a woman who was a vision birther. Okay, so here's why. Now, she was the very first woman. Okay. Yes, some of us are mad at her because she ate that apple, and because of that, we got cramps, so many questions that we could ask her when we see her, to be like, yo, why did you eat that apple? Like, because now we got cramps and stuff, and birthing children is hard and painful. And why didn't you just throw the apple away, or or pretend that you did it, but you really didn't? Why didn't you just hit the serpent with the apple? Like, there's so many questions we have for Eve, but for today, we're going to focus on the positive things about her and the positive attributes about Eve. And, because she was a very important woman. She was the first. And imagine being the first. Being the first is like you're a trailblazer. Outside of all things that she did with the apple, it ain't a little thing, but
Right.
it actually was a big thing. But we don't want to, focus on the negativity or nothing like that. We want to have let's keep good vibes about Eve, okay? And if you're first time hearing about Eve, I don't want you to get the wrong impression about her and be like, we hate Eve. No, this is not Eve bashing moment. We can trash her later. When I do a deep dive on her in the Bible, we can go a little further. But I want to highlight the fact that she was the first woman. She was the originator of what God created and who God created to say, this will be who represent us. So she's the very first representation of a woman. Now, she, I call her a vision birther because she was the originator that God created. God made her in his image, and also he took the rib of Adam to make her, and so therefore she's unique. Okay, she has a lot of things that we could never title that we could never wear. Like, she's the very first woman. None of us can say that.
Right.
Okay. And she was and is and will always be the only woman who was not created, but not born of a woman. Like, she's the only woman who was not born of a woman. And she's the only woman that was born without sin. Because she did not come from another woman. And so even though she's the reason why the rest of us were born in sin, but it's still, she has titles that could never be replaced. She has titles that could never be done. She is really the trailblazer in her her womanhood. And also she was the very first wife, so she is like, if you think about all of the great attributes, like, she really did set up standards for us, as being the very first of so many things. And a lot of times, when we say that we're the first of things, we like to think like, oh, that is so special, and that is so unique, that is so cool, that is so awesome, that is so amazing. Because like, great to be first, unless you like the first of other things, like we know that we're not speaking of It's not the elephant in the room, but we're not speaking of all the other stuff that she's the first of either. But in focusing on her positive attributes, we know that she is really like the very first of mother, the very first grandmother. So everything that a woman represents, she will be like really that first one. It is the very first one. And because of that, I like to think that, we can really glean on being the first person to do something and do it well, right? The very first things that are good and honorable about her are the things that we can take away. Like, it's good to set good examples. It's good to set, be a good trailblazer for others, a good example for other women, showing other women how to be, being for another woman to be like, you know what? Oh, wow. That's what's up. Eve was like the very first woman, like, oh my God, that's so cool. That's why I said, oh my God, Jessie was like the very first. I don't know, but when I can't think of one right now. But I can't. Honestly, can you think of anything that you were the first of?
I know one thing. I was the first of. I was the first and youngest Black woman at the National Park Service to hold the title of records officer. So yeah.
Excuse me, y'all. So
humbly speaking.
Well, look. So now you have someone right here, Rondelle. Okay, so we have a very good thing. That's a good question. What am I the very first?
Even in your family, you might be the first in your family.
Yep, I am the first child of my father. So I am the oldest of. It was 6 of us. I'm the first child. And I think that's what I can think of right now. Family. Now out of my friends, I don't know if I want to share this. Y'all might judge.
We don't judge.
Okay, fine. All right, so I was out of my friend group the very first one with a child.
She still standing, because these children will run you up a wall.
And so my children are the oldest. I literally wait. Like it's all the fast one in the group. Like she fast. So yeah. So if you can think of things that you would have first drop it in the comments because good or bad, we don't judge, which is awesome. So it doesn't matter. So just drop it in the comment. I would love to know what you are the very first of in your family or whatever. I also I would say with my family, from what I know of, like I used to model back in the day.
Period.
So your girl have hold a couple of titles, like I won a couple of awards. And
look at you trying to sit here and be humble, like I don't know what I did. And you're like, bah.
I have won like a few competitions that I was the first of. So there are things that I could think of, but what's really cool is when you are the very first person who did something and that you're proud of it and you could set and people can put your name to that, and then other people are like, oh my God, I would like to do that too because so and so did it. And when you're the first that does something, you kind of set the layout for others, and you become like someone that people can look up to. So it's something you gotta keep in mind, like when you doing stuff like, oh my God, I could potentially be the very first that do this, and like don't be like even eat the apple.
Whitney said you saying model life like it's an everyday thing. Light modeling, nothing like.
So long ago, honestly, so I don't really think about it no more. But yes, but in life, we should always keep in mind of those things, that there are other people that follows us, other people in your family or your children that will be, looking at you, or your friends, relationships, whatever, that, setting examples should always be a good thing that you think about or keep in mind. A lot of us don't like to be like, oh, well, I don't want anybody looking up to me. I don't want anybody, but the truth of the matter is there's always somebody looking at you. believe it or not.
That's true.
Okay, and you really don't know that people are looking at you. Well, first of all, if you're a believer, there's always people looking up to you and looking at you, whether they are saying it or not. Let you go ahead and do something wrong. You're gonna find out how many people
they're gonna be like, "Ain't shit following Christ? Why you be doing this, that?"
You'll be like, "I don't even know anybody go to church." And all of a sudden, you become all this like, I knew it. You like, I didn't know you was watching. I didn't even know, but you really don't know how much that your life is on display until you drop the ball.
That's a word.
That's when you realize, whoa, I am on display. So for us women as believers, we have to remember we are always on display.
And not to mention when we drop the ball, because even look at Eve, the eternal impact that it can have. I mean, Eve really dropped the ball. Like she really.
Yeah, we are mad at her, but we just.
But we gonna,
but we are mad at her.
But,
yes.
But it's like, even with us, like, you can drop the ball and it can really just have an impact for generations in your bloodline, in your family. Someone might have been looking up to you and be like, yeah, like, Rondelle's always, praising the Lord. She's walking with the Lord. And I dropped the ball and I could make them stumble or aid in them stumbling or just, turn them off from the face for a little bit. So it's like people are watching us.
Yes. Or they could use that as an excuse to not be.
Yeah.
They be like, well, so-and-so wasn't this, that, so why do I have to be? So we have to keep those things in mind. No pressure, but they can be used as a guide or as a tool to help us be better.
And how we bounce back after we drop the ball too. That's big.
That could be a way that you show people, like, even if you do fall down, you can get back up. And if you're going to associate my name with something that I did that was bad or wrong, I also want you to associate how it was done differently because I bounced back or I didn't let it hold me down. So then you could, be an example of somebody say, you know what, they did fall short, but also is that also part that said, even though they did, they still got back on the right track.
Exactly.
So, so it's no pressure of saying I gotta be good all the time or I gotta set examples that's good all the time. None of us is perfect. And there's gonna be a time or two that we do things that's not gonna be so pleasurable. And as we know of somebody we know, so don't take this as pressure, but take it as a way to keep in mind as you do things in life. But what I do love about Eve's story is she was the very first woman that was forgiving.
Yeah.
She was the first woman that was able to say that, God extended grace. Although she's the first one that got a punishment, y'all.
Yeah.
I don't want to like to say that there's punishment that come with situations or way. Yeah, but there is, because clearly, God was like, because you did this, this is what's gonna happen. Now we should just will only punish her. Like, you could just call her to the room and be like, or in the garden, like on the side behind the corners, and like, no, you shouldn't have did that either.
Right.
And because of that, you gonna have these. And spend the rest of us. Question for God, like, why?
No, everybody gotta feel this right.
Yeah, so, but let's just keep in mind that we don't want to do things that will cause everybody to stumble as well, because her dropping the ball did ultimately impact and affect all of us as women, one way or another.
Yeah.
But the good thing about her, like I said, she's the very first woman that was forgiving, and God restored. Even though these things were done, I'm sure that it could have been worse. Because there are a part of God that we don't really like to discuss. That there is a wrath.
Yeah.
He is a loving guy. He's a good guy. He's a good father. But he is also a God that has wrath, and we have seen it with the children of Israel.
Yeah.
And we have seen that there are moments that there are things that has happened because of result of disobedience.
Okay, that part.
Okay, so but we're gonna leave her Eve alone and move on. Let me see what else I have for notes with her being the very first woman of. I think that was really one. Oh, well, I did say she's one of a kind. Okay, because she was the only one created. She was the first wife, the first grandmother, and she was really the founder of motherhood.
Yes.
So that, guys, is Eve, and that's why I call her like the vision birther, because she, because of her, a lot of visions were birthed, a lot of things were put into play and put into motion. Yeah. So she's like the trailblazer of womanhood. So let's see who else I pulled out of the bag for us. Anybody drop anything about what the very first stuff?
Oh, yeah. Did y'all know? Y'all ain't sharing. What are you the first to do, either in your family or your friend circle or your job? Like, what's the first? It can be big, small, doesn't matter.
Yeah, share that with us so we know.
And while you're, you found the second woman, okay. Because I want you to share your story, because this time of year is really special for Jessie. And when she shared her testimony with me on Friday, it got deep. I know you're not going to want to ugly cry on live or nothing.
I'll be crying because that's my new
But I do want her to share her story, because it is also just going back to that whole idea that we were talking about of being the first and people looking up to you and your life being impactful. So how she went through what she went through, and it's bouncing back and continuing to bounce back, and God is restoring. It's going to really shake y'all in a good way. So I'm going to let her continue sharing, and then I want her to share that.
Okay, so before I go to the next woman, this time every year is, for the past 7 years, this time of year is always challenging for me for many reasons. But this specific day, 7 years ago, was the last day that I would consider to be the word normal. Now, normal can look different for everybody, but when I think of the word normal, as it relates to my situation, is when I went from one life to a new life. I went from having a life of walking around, working, doing my thing, and just, I don't know if I was really minding my business or not, but but I was minding my business, and I had went out to Mother's Day after church with my daughters. We had gotten mad food. My daughters got me mad gifts. We were having a great Mother's Day that Sunday. After my oldest daughter, she wasn't living with me anymore. So after she had left, and we all celebrated all that, blah blah blah. I got ready for work. And that Monday morning, got to work. Something didn't feel right. I felt like I was having this really, really bad head pain, and I was having I saw these little red blotches on my legs, and I'm like, dang, what is that? But sometimes you be thinking oh, maybe something bit me, blah blah blah, and you kind of just not really think about it. My head was hurting, so I'm like, oh man, I probably got a headache, my throat, I kept going, and I kept having to clear my throat, and I'm like, man, this is aggravating. Something is making my throat really, really scratchy. As the day was progressing, not even really the day, the morning, because I was going to work pretty early, so. But as the day was progressing, the morning was progressing, my pain in my head was really, really, really bad. And I think I forgot to tell you too that my eye was kind of feeling real watery and numb, like that when I was putting my eye, my eyeliner on, my eye was just watering, and I didn't really feel it.
Mm.
So, but it was like I was having not a headache, it was head pain. To the point, y'all, I was rocking my wigs at that point, and like my hair was hurting so bad that my wig was moving further back and further back and further back and further back. So, because I was in my office, like trying to relieve the pain, because it felt like pressure pain. So I was like, my wig was leaning. So, thank God I had an office that when the team people was coming on, I would try to pull it up, but couldn't wait for them to leave back out. Like, what do you want? Oh, yeah, okay. And as soon as they would leave, I would put the wig back, okay? But I was working with one of my friends, so I called into my office, and I'm like, man, something doesn't feel right. And I showing her my legs. So now I was getting more of the little red blotches on my leg, my lower leg. So I was like, yeah, look. And I'm like, and something's going on with my throat. So I didn't feel right. So I made an emergency doctor's visit. I go to the doctor, I get there, and she told me I got that bronchitis. She was like, oh, you got that bronchitis. I was like, oh, I got that bronchitis. You know, what the hell? So she's like, oh, just get you some, Dayquil or whatever. So I was like, oh, God, thank God it's just that bronchitis. So I go get the Dayquil, y'all, and I'm like ODing on Dayquil. But the Dayquil wasn't really processing in my throat. But if you ever had bronchitis, because of your throat, it normally is, because it's an upper respiratory issue. So your throat, your chest, all of that normally, or like even like your whole like area right here, like the ear, nose, and throat area will be like kind of agitated because it's bronchitis. Well, y'all, as I was trying to OD on that Dayquil because of that bronchitis, it wasn't going away. Now it's Tuesday. I didn't normally eat lunch with my team, but this specific Tuesday, they were like, you gonna come eat with us? I'm like, oh yeah, order me a salad. I wasn't like, well, fasting. I don't even know why I ordered a salad, but whatever. I finally get in there to eat the salad with them as we're eating, and look. You ever notice something is going on with you, but you don't want to alarm everybody? So you don't tell them everything that you're feeling and everything that's going on, because you don't want them to be like scared, or but you really feeling like, oh, something is going on with me. That's what was happening with me the whole time. And that's probably low-key why I ate the salad and went to go eat with them in the kitchen. But I ordered a salad, y'all. So salad is not hard to eat. It's like, no, swallow. I wasn't eating like a steak. Right. But I couldn't process the salad. So the little lettuce would never like really go down. So I'm like, oh, the bronchitis. That's right. They're like, you okay? I'm like, yeah, I got the bronchitis, So I already went to the doctor, y'all. I already got bronchitis. So, like, don't worry, I'm good. Okay. I'm going to my office and I'm like, oh, this is a crazy bronchitis. I never had it like this before. I've had bronchitis before. But I'm like, I've never had bronchitis like this. So now we're on Wednesday. I wasn't eating anymore after the salad episode. Wednesday, I was in the process of a divorce. So Wednesday, I had a court date. So as I was going to my court date for my divorce proceeding, at this point, I was getting scared because I knew something was really, really bad. I was in trouble, some kind of a way. The head pain was really hurting bad. So again, the wig situation was still happening. It was starting from here and in the back. It was going further back now, y'all. At this time, at this point, I don't even know why I was wearing the wig. But, because I was working, I was still in corporate America. I was still being cute. And my eyebrows was also very, very numb. And, okay, I go to the court and I'm like, oh my God, I'm in this crazy battle with this dude, I don't want to no name calling. It is Sunday, Mother's Day, and the Lord is helping me. Okay, but okay, so now fast forward to the end of the day, I was volunteering at my church, so I did office work for them. So on Wednesdays was my day. I go there, and they were doing praise and worship practices, and I still was not feeling better, and I was still ODing on that day quill for the bronchitis. And I go to the bathroom, and literally, I almost felt like I was going to like pass out, and I threw up. I hadn't eaten, and you know when you don't eat, you throw up the lining of your belly. So it's yellow and it's very hard. It's like I'm like, oh my God, what is that? So now I told them that I was going to leave because I did not feel good. But I was like, but again, I wasn't saying nothing. I was like, I'm just going to get tired. Tanya hadn't been off. I had just dropped her off to work. Well, honey, I ended up spending like 4 hours in my car with the window up because I was freezing cold and it was hot outside. And again, the wig. It was in my car, so the wig now is on the on the passenger seat because I can't do it anymore. And I have my seat way back, and I told Taya, I'm in the parking lot. Let me know when you get out because I'm not feeling good. When she got in the car, she saw the wig on the chair. She's like, "Oh," I'm like, "Yeah, my hair, the bronchitis is like, okay." Oh, okay. But the whole time she's looking at me, I said, "You okay, honey?" Fine, I'm driving. The wig now is on my leg. I was not putting that wig back on. It was just me and her. So whatever. So she already seen me without the wig before, so that was no problem. I get to the house. Now I'm on Wednesday night. I still haven't eaten. And I hadn't drunk any water because I could not get nothing down. I tried oodles and noodles. I tried chicken noodles, soup, nothing. Thursday now, I'm back at work, still going hard, but I'm getting weaker and weaker and weaker. Now my team is like, "Oh, you look like you're losing weight," and I'm like, "Oh, but I got the bronchitis, so anything could be going on, so nothing, and not even telling nobody like what's really going on with my throat, Now, Friday, I wanted to hang out with my people because it was one of my friend's birthday, and we wanted to go, and I wanted to be, I wanted to celebrate them. So they were going. Her birthday party was at the bowling place, and I'm like, "Oh no, I get to go outside. I'm going bowling. It's Friday night. I'm about to get my chill on. I'm souped up as much as I could be with the bronchitis." Meanwhile, I got the more blotches going on my leg, and so we get to the place, and I'm still trying to eat. At the time, I was eating random chicken, so I love chicken, and I wanted to pig out on this. I mean, they had the food laid out, y'all. I'm ready to dig in because I eat all week. The bronchitis is taking me down, and I'm like, it should be on this last leg. I'm about to go in. Can't eat. Now, a couple of my other friends that I did tell a little bit of what was going on. She was like, "Let me see your throat." "Oh, you might have strep throat." I'm like, "Oh, that's what it is." So I'm like, that's why it's like really, really bad. Maybe I got the bronchitis and strep throat. They were giving me all kinds of cough medicine, y'all. Nicola, all of that. I mean, whole peppermint. They was finding stuff at the bottom of their pocketbook. The one that melts, that's like sticking to the bottom of your back that you put down for a rainy day, but don't like want that. Or it kind of feels like sticky because it kind of feel like you already sucked on this and put it back in the rack. I want to eat this, but I'm just scared because the bronchitis is really hard and strong. I'm gonna eat it. I'm taking a risk here. Did not work. We tried ice cream. We tried mozzarella stick. Now you know a little mozzarella stick is small. Yeah. Meanwhile, my little baby like with the mozzarella stick, y'all. Sugar mozzarella stick. They're like, "Do some mozzarella stick. Oh, mozzarella stick for you." So don't mozzarella stick. What? Your girl trying to go. Child. I'm here. I'm bowling. I picked up the ball and look,
You going down the lane.
Me and the ball. So this big, first of all. I wasn't a big girl anyway. I was disappearing quickly. They're like, yeah, you good. You, oh, I always had a little body, yada, yada. But I had a body that where is it? Like, it was disappearing. It was like, no, you don't look, something look like crazy. So they started threatening me, like, okay, we need you to go to urgent care tomorrow.
Yeah.
Like, seriously, because I'm a dedicated girl, and I'm gonna stay by my word, I'm a loyal, I want to do what I'm supposed to do. I was like, oh well, we got dance practice tomorrow because I was a dance leader at that time. So I'm like, so I'm gonna, I got, we got to prepare for dance. They was like, well, just take Natalia, but you go to the doctor. So of course, I showed up for the dance practice, right? I was like, oh, no, go straight to urgent care. I did. Y'all, I get there. The doctor thought I had maybe have the strep throat. Then she tested me. I failed. I did not have strep throat, but I had a fever of like 103. She was like, something is going on. So she was like, you mind if I do an x-ray? And if I could remember this doctor's name, I will send her. I don't know what I'll send her, but but honestly, I think she really saved my life in a sense where she said, let me do an x-ray. Because, sometimes a doctor will be like, oh, you know what? Yeah. Well, you already did that. You still got the bronchitis.
Mm-hmm.
She could have very well said that, because the other doctor had already told me on Monday it was bronchitis. She could very well say, like, the bronchitis is still going on and let me leave. But she didn't. So with the x-ray, it showed that something was going on. And she said lymph nodes. I'm like, what? What is it? So, y'all, it's a long story short. By this time, we are. She called me antibiotics, and now she said go straight to the emergency room. Again, your girl, your coach, Miss Jessie. It's hard head. I showed up to Panera Bread. I was hungry. With the bronchitis and not the strep throat that I did not have. I was hungry. I wanted to eat. We showed up to Panera Bread. Now, y'all, I'm trying to eat a soup with the broccoli, and at the time I was still eating meat, so there was no chicken in it. I choked on the soup and Panera Bread. Very embarrassing because now people are looking. So my daughter like, oh, let's just leave. My girlfriend was like, look, go straight to the emergency room because this is nothing to play with. Lymph nodes and nodules is not. I don't know. And now I'm trying to take the antibiotics because I figured antibiotics gonna fix this. Come on. Antibiotics, Robitussin, they fix everything.
Yes.
So I'm like, okay, here we go. Y'all, I try to take this pill and I choke. It's the big horse pill. Now I'm like, okay, I might be in trouble. Still not listening. I'm going to church tomorrow because now we're on Saturday, so I'm going to church Sunday. They're like, if you show up here, we are going to drag you out.
Listen.
Still was like trying to go. But at this moment, that Sunday morning, it was really bad. And because it was really bad, and because it was really bad, y'all, I was like, I'm going to go to the emergency room when Tanya come back. They're like, no, you need to go straight to the emergency room. Do not come here because if you come here, we're going to take you to the hospital. I go to the hospital, y'all, and the doctor was like, we're going to keep you for observations, ... I'm like, okay, fine. Monday morning, I thought your girl was going home. I got up, I got dressed, I put the same faithful wig back on.
Old Faithful.
Old Faithful was still with us. I put her back on and I got dressed. And like I was telling Rondelle, so from that morning, I woke up and because I didn't have my Bible and stuff with me, I open up my email because I get the brim, and it says John 11:3. I think it was 5 and 6. John 11:5-6. This was the story about Lazarus, that this sickness will not end in death, but it'll be used to give God glory. And I'm like, I'm about to go home. Okay, amen. Well, something changed from that moment. And next thing I know, and the last thing I remember, like I told her, was that I was in the mirror. My daughter had taken my picture, and I was on my way home, and that's what I remember last. And that next thing I know, I'm fighting for my life. And it was so quick and so fast that they didn't even have a chance to even take my clothes off. Nobody had told me to get dressed in the first place. But I had myself dressed and I had the wig on. So I was ready to go. But something happened. I don't even remember all the details, but all I remember is everybody was, rushing into the room, and I woke up like this. And that's when I say I woke up like this, I woke up disabled. I woke up not being able to talk. I woke up not being able to walk. I ended up, having, them cut my throat and get, biopsy of the nodules and all that. Tubes going down my nose and I'm like, what in the world is going on? That bronchitis, y'all. Okay. Now, what ultimately ended up happening is I was really bad, and I was diagnosed with sarcoidosis of the lungs and sarcoidosis of my neurological system, and it was shutting all of my system down. And so this changed my entire life from 7 years ago, and it put me in bad shape. But the thing is, this month is hard for many reasons, but that's one of the reasons, because I know that God spared my life, and I know God kept me for many reasons, even though it's not an easy life. I would have preferred to have the bronchitis, but God told me it would not end in death, but it would be used for His glory. And there are hard days, there are hard moments, and there's times where I still ask God why, but I also trust His goodness. I trust that if He said it'll be used for His glory, then it'll be used for His glory. And it could have been worse. But I ended up having to go to rehab and learning how to do everything all over again. What you would consider to be something that you can do regularly, I could no longer do at all. Life as a disabled person became really hard because I was in the wheelchair. You have to let go of all kinds of what you would consider to be dignity. Okay. And when I say dignity, yeah, I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. Don't tell nobody. Okay, y'all. I'm gonna tell y'all something. Not tell nobody, because my daughter still be making fun of me, and your girl have to wear a diaper. Don't tell nobody.
It's safe here.
It's safe here. But yes, y'all, your girl have to wear a diaper because, listen, there's no dignity in having a disability where you can't do anything. Okay, you have to let go of it and I don't even know where the wig was at this point. So I don't even know what happened to Old Faithful, but I still had, I ain't gonna lie, I still had her do later on.
Really? Wow.
She gave her a later down the line, but I still have Old Faithful with me. But I have to let go of dignity and be humble, because people
midstream.
Oh, Jesus. Okay, y'all. So welcome to Life with Me. I don't even know what I'm supposed to do. Okay.
You want to turn the volume down?
Oh wait, am I supposed to put wait, I know what I'm supposed to do. Wait, y'all, sorry.
Sorry, y'all. No, they used to this. I be getting Uber Eats deliveries and all that in my midstream.
Okay.
We kicking it.
Okay, there we go, y'all. Oh, I got man.
You got a lot of notifications.
Okay, sorry, y'all. But life as a disabled person is complicated, is hard, but when you are like young and you get sick, it's hard because it's not just you sick, but you're like everything that you was able to do before, you can no longer do. All of of what you knew as life before is gone. And now you're being told all of this stuff that you have that you're gonna have to do. You'll never walk again. You'll never be able to do this again. You like waking up like, wait, what? Am I still married?
Well, okay,
But he ain't come anyway. So I'm like, it's just like, yo, how did I wake up like this? But this is what happened, and you having the association of the last day of being normal is Mother's Day. And after that, you never seen that old life again.
Wow.
So yes, so the month of May is always challenging. This year I was determined to approach it differently. In having the BCI conference just around that same time was perfect because I was like, you know what, God, this is my 7th year. It's a year of completion. I'm sick of sarcoid. It has taken residence already in me for way too long. And I'm at the place of second act in my life because the Lord did speak the word second act to me. And everything that my life used to be is not what it is, not from a disabled aspect, but from general. I leaving New Jersey, being a single mom, having 2 adult daughters, being a grandmother, all of these things that had attached itself to of who I am. But now life is different because those things are like, my daughters are grown. I don't have to take care of anybody else. My disability it is what it is until differently. But what am I going to do moving forward?
Right.
And I don't want to say normal because because it's so hard to stay normal. Like, what does that look like? Because I can say, somebody else can say you look normal because you really won't know something is wrong. And even when you see me, the reality don't set in and when you see me from this setting because you can't see everything. It's when you meet me in person and when you see the challenges or when you see the devices or when you see the reality or if you've seen it from the beginning, that's when you're like, whoa. Because other than that, a lot of times people don't realize that I have a disability. And it's not something that I want to wear. God has really given me the grace to endure illness and make it look
fabulous. It's fabulous, honey. Okay, like I'm looking cute today, but she saw me looking rough on Friday. She is fabulous at all times. Like,
but y'all, it's the grace of God, and that's really all I can attribute it to because it's pain that comes with this illness. It's there's good, bad days and worse days. I've had 4 relapses that are really, really bad. That were really, really bad, which really mean like starting over, learning how to walk again, learning how to do all the basic things, like the activities of my limbs. Like seriously, you wake up like, Lord, the activities. No, really, Lord, I need the activities of my limbs. Because this is a reality. Because like your fingers get stuck, the muscles, like when you try to like strap your bra, like your fingers are like on you, and it's things that would. I used to be normal as is not what it is today. That's why taking things for granted, even as we are talking about Mother's Day and, celebrating women, there's so many things to not take for granted, even from a mother's perspective, you may not, have a mom, you may be a mother, or you may right now, like how myself and one of my daughters, my oldest daughter, we're not on speaking terms right now. And that still hurts. When I think about things like, wow, the stuff that I'm dealing with, and on top of that, I have to think of those things.
Yeah.
But you have to remember to not let all these things get you down, because God spared your life and you have an opportunity to impact new lives, have new relationships, and not take nothing for granted. Because not for nothing, I don't know how much longer God got me here. Because every day I wake up and I'm like, am I alive?
No. For all of us, because even though we're healthy and young, some of us younger than others, but it's still not a guarantee. Life is not promised. And so it's just like we have to cherish these moments, and days like Mother's Day are perfect days to stop and be like, wow, like let me reach out to my mother or mother figures or mothers that I know, or just women in general, because it's women we birth things. So even if you don't have a biological child, you are still carrying that mothering spirit within you. You're still carrying that, And so it's like we have to cherish that. We have to cherish one another. We have to uplift one another, because, like you said, just by looking at you, I wouldn't have never guessed. And even when I first saw you on Friday, I was like, this ain't gonna wear. She came to the door in a satin set. The deck out with the I was like, you ain't disabled. You can pull my legs. But it was the little things, like she said, as she started to pull out the devices. So I was like, oh, okay, But it's just like you have to cherish that, uplift each other, because you just don't know. You don't know,
and you don't know what people are dealing with, and what God gives you the grace to endure. Because everybody could not endure certain things. He gives, I guess, what he gives to each one of us, and you can endure it because he obviously knew this was going to be your journey, and he gave you everything that was necessary for it. But you want to definitely take and cherish your mother, cherish relationships, and know how to take care of you too.
That part.
Because you don't know. Because listen, I would have never said that 7 years ago that I'll be disabled. Like, why would I have been thinking of that? But now that you've seen life from a different perspective. And let me say, the view down here ain't all that good. Check. The view down here. And when I say down here, whether you are having to sit in one of those little chairs that when you go to the store, sometimes they're not charged right and they cut off in the middle of the day, or people be like, oh my God, all in the way. It's just crazy. The airport situation, the guy let my wheelchair thing go, and I was rolling on my own, and he left my walker at the station. Now I'm disabled, traveling alone. It's a lot.
Yeah.
So God gives me the grace to deal with it. And, so even as we're talking about women in the Bible, that's the same thing. God gave each of the women, specific things for them to be able to contribute to his word that we all can glean in, or all could take away from, and help us in our womanhood, help us in our sisterhoods, help us with relationship, not only to ourselves with each other, but our relationship with him. Because when you're going through something like something traumatic as that, like waking up disabled, like last thing you remember is being in the mirror with a faithful wig. You wake up and you're like, where's the wig?
Looking like a true diva. Where's my wig?
No. I couldn't even speak. So I'm like,
she's like, where is my head? Where?
Somebody get me my
But
it's the truth, you know what I'm saying? Because it's like, this is what you wake up to. So you don't take nothing for granted, okay? And you better have a plan for your wigs or your hair. Look,
tie down them wigs, okay? Because wigs is ended up.
Oh, put that down in your paperwork. If this happened to me, please make sure my wig is on.
My thing is the lip gloss. I don't want to ever be caught with crusty, dusty lips. I'm like, please make sure my lips are moisturized. If nothing else, Lord, please somebody put some Carmex.
No, that's the thing I want to list in my to-go bag. First of all, I need a to-go bag moving forward.
Yes.
Like how mothers have to have a bag, like to have a, you never know when the baby's gonna be born, so you have a little bag for the hospital. Start paying a little bag. Okay, first of all, on my list, I need to have my hair. Okay, please put it on me. Okay? I don't care if there's no recap. Just put the hair on. Okay. Yes, put my lip gloss in there because my lip gloss got to be popping. Okay. And also, please put my eyebrows on because I don't have eyebrows. I don't have eyebrows, y'all. Your girl is eyebrowless. Eyebrowless.
I feel like you talking about them Barbies before they paint the makeup on the Barbie.
Yo, girl, my daughter always said I have a baby face, right? Because when I take everything off, like I'm straight, like just plain. Like and it's like I don't have no eyebrows. So now you don't have no hair, no eyebrows. Are you here? Like it's just a plain skin. So this thing I want in my bag. I want eyebrows. Okay. And please, just put them on for me. And also put eyeliner on.
Lord.
So that's the hair, eyeliner, and lip gloss. And my wig. Please, again, emphasis on that wig. And if you're not gonna put my eyebrows on it, just put me something with a bang.
Right, the bang.
Let the bang come off the eyebrows. So y'all, I'm just saying, this is serious things on Mother's Day. So just think about that. Let my testimony be a testament to you that you can be out here and be caught slipping.
I like that wig. What's
caught out there without my eyebrows and have forgotten and people were looking at me. I'm like, what's wrong? You funny. And you like, look like, oh, snap. Or because I have to paint them on that, you sweat.
Oh.
So then you got like, now your eyebrows melting. Y'all.
Hard out here.
You be hot or not just that, or you accidentally wipe your head and you wipe it off.
He's like, oh, snap, my eyebrow.
No, you ain't even notice it. You out here just talking to people. Like, yeah, because you and then look at you like, because you thinking. Or the very first time somebody caught me without my wig, and back in the day, because when I was wearing my wig, so I had like, the little hair, because I started losing my hair right before I got sick because of thyroid.
Oh, okay.
So thyroid started taking my hair in the first place. So the wig was a necessity at that point in time in my life. But the only people that kind of knew my hair like that was my daughters.
Oh, okay.
So after I got sick and I was going to therapy, and then a few people from the church was helping me and stuff. One of the girls that came to take me to therapy, one day when she came to pick me up and she was looking funny, and I'm like, what's going on? But y'all, I didn't put my wig on. But the truth is, I wasn't going to be wearing wigs anymore, but I didn't give her head down. So she was looking at me like, I think she forgot her wig, but I don't know how to say it. So she's like, well, we're leaving now? And I'm like, yeah, let's go. She's got that strange look like I want to tell you something, but I don't know how to tell you that your hair is not on and I can see you. And then I was saying, oh no, I don't got my wig on. She was like, oh, I didn't know. I was like, trying to figure out, like, so I told her she about to go to therapy.
Oh, she was stressed out.
She was, because that look on her face, she was sweating like, I don't know how to tell Jessie that her wig is not on. So just to know that a couple of things you can take away from Mother's Day, okay?
Yeah.
But we're gonna
yeah, I just want y'all to hear the testimony because she is an example of bouncing back. Right?
Yeah.
Because we have mentioned it before. So
but those are things that I'll take all of this as part of the conversation.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pick up what you need.
Yeah.
What you don't.
Yeah. Not just a testimony, but as a woman, I'm not a woman of the Bible.
Right.
Thank God. Not yet.
Right, we not pushing that, Lord.
But but what is still part of the conversation for women? How we glean and learn things from each other. And really learn how to not be so hard on one another. And make have laughter. And yes, there are hard moments. Yes, they can be, and that's not a lie. That's a fact. But you know what? If there's anything that I can encourage you on is to say this: learn to laugh, learn to be joyful, and learn to be a light for others. Because even though how you say, well, I don't know if I should laugh at this, if you're comfortable, like, no, I'm good, because God allows me to have the grace to be able to tell my testimony the same way that He allows me to share the stories of the women in the Bible. This is who I am. This is how He created me, and this is humor that He gave me to be able to deal and bear life. And honestly, even in our situations when I'm trying to be an example for others or to encourage other people, even in the hard talks and the hard moments, God gives me this ability to kind of lighten things up. And it's not to say your situation is not hard. And it's not to say my situation is not hard. But it is to say, look, you know what? Life is already hard enough. Let's try to lighten the load for one another, right? Let's try to find the light. Because there are things you're not going to make a fun of. Low key, there are moments and other things that happen that's serious that I wait because, it could be too early, too soon. But my jokes are immediate.
Yeah.
Like, I will hold them back, like, especially if something happened in the streets or some news or some stuff. And I'm like, well, it's too soon. Especially stuff about the church.
Oh, yeah.
Listen.
You got to let that marinate for a little bit.
I ain't gonna tell you any jokes because it's too early. People are still marinating on it, so I'm not gonna open up that can of worm. Well, last week, what happened with the pastor with the hush?
Wait, what? I've been what? I have been mentally tapped out.
Y'all, please tell me y'all heard he hushed the woman doing praise and worship. Pastor Kim.
Oh, that's what everyone's been talking about, because I've been seeing his name on social media, and I'm just like, what happened with him? But I didn't dive in.
Yeah.
He hushed the woman during praise and worship?
Well, it's too soon.
Okay, we'll talk about that.
Yeah, it's too soon. But let's just say my daughter and I, so like I said, there are things that, when the things happen immediately, I got the jokes right off the bat. They come immediately. But out of the respect for others and the fairness of things, I will not tell the jokes in the settings. But there's jokes.
But you said too soon.
It's too soon. It was literally last Sunday. So
snap.
Wait, I don't know how he made it to whatchamacallit so fast. Like, because he was already on the panel show.
Oh, well, news be spreading like wildfire.
Well, yeah, the conversation already had been it hit the.
I'm like, what's going on? I keep seeing his name. Child.
Well, listen, too soon. Yeah, but that's just who God made me, and this is one of the things where you can't tell somebody to be like you, but you can be an example of, like, look, this is how it helps us to get through hard situations. This is how it helps us to encourage one another. And also to see how God gives us different creative ways to do things. It's not something for everybody. And sometimes you gotta read the room for your jokes because but this is my life story I'm telling, so I'm okay with it. Now, if I wasn't okay with it, I wouldn't share it this way, or I wouldn't be even talking about it. And the truth is, if it's something like that, then you know what, it's okay. Like, even if it's somebody else that's like, didn't want to talk about something, that's fine. But gleaning off of women, whether it's women of the Bible or each other, or our families, we'll just be sensitive to what and how we do that, right? Respect to one another. But all right, so y'all, we're gonna move on to our mothers. Back to the women in the Bible.
Yes.
So we got Anna. So let me tell you who Anna is. Anna is you can find her in Luke 2. Did I say I'm gonna find Eve?
No, even though
Genesis.
just in case.
Let's go Genesis 2 and 3. How about that?
Yeah.
You'll find her there. Genesis 2 and Genesis 3. So for Anna, I called her to be a godmother. So for Anna, you can find her story in Luke 2, 36 to 38. Now Anna was childless. So she got married as a young woman, and after 7 years of marriage, her husband died, and she became a widow, and she never had any children, and she never remarried. And you could see if this is a ministry for you or not. As a woman that's single and your husband died and you're young, and she decided, well, this is it. I'm not gonna get married again. And she decided, see, let me know if this is your ministry. Okay. She said, well, I'm gonna go and live in the temple.
Yeah, that's not my ministry.
Okay.
I'll be telling that.
Okay, old girl moved into the temple, and she said, I'm gonna live there, and all I'm gonna do is worship God, pray, and fast.
That's dedication.
Whose ministry is this? Drop it in the comments, because I need to know. I need to know who amongst us has the Anna spirit, because I need you to encourage all of us.
Nah.
Okay. All right.
Pray and fasting, perhaps.
No. This is all she did. Not, and I thought this like maybe she didn't eat.
Oh no!
This is all she did.
Yeah.
All right. That's why I need to know whose ministry is this, because she's the only one I know, and I didn't even know her. But after I went, what? So Anna was like this. She said, "Okay, I'm gonna live there, and I'm dedicating myself, dedicating my life, and all I'm gonna do is eat, sleep, and pray." No, I'm sorry. Don't eat. Don't sleep, because she did worship, pray, fast. Worship, pray, fast. And she did this not days, not hours, not years, but decades.
Ooh, child.
Oh, girl was dedicated to this life, and she lived in the church. Could you live in the church?
No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
What if you ain't know what to say?
Well, if it was the street to the church, I'll take the church. But if it's like me, like,
church.
I'm just saying, because I'm like, I'm too ratchet, okay? Like, I am too ratchet to willingly just like, hey, I'm gonna give up food, just fast and pray and live in the church. No, that's not.
Anna moved into the church, y'all. Who else would do this? She said, I'm moving into the church, and I'm going to fast, I'm going to pray, and I am going to just seek the face of God. There's nothing wrong with this, but I don't know anyone else that's all they do. But Anna, I call her a godmother because she also was praying for something specific too, not just eat, pray. I mean, I keep saying eat because I feel that she didn't eat. I got to live here because I'm hungry. Okay. Make sure I get this right. She worshiped, she fasted, and prayed. Okay. Now, on a second note, what she did do this for was she was doing that because she was praying and begging and pleading and crying out to God and asking God for the Messiah. So she was saying, like, please help us. We need a savior. We need him because it's out here wilding and things are crazy. We need the Messiah. I mean, and there's nothing wrong with it.
Yeah.
But every day is where it's
That's the caveat.
like, that's all you do. I mean, but that is an anointing that I think is special, and it's not something that every woman is out here doing.
Right.
A lot of times people don't I know the word says like, some things, only happen by fasting and praying.
Mhm.
This is true.
This is true.
But she took that life for real. Like this is it. Like I can't do until the Messiah comes. This is my posture, and I just don't know. That's a very different. When I first read the story years ago, I was like, "There's no."
Right.
Because I couldn't think about now looking at the church. I was like,
well, the temples back then ain't like churches today, where you got them comfortable couches and all that. You used to probably sleeping on a rock bench, sand blowing through the little window thing because they had glass. So I can't do it.
It was like rain.
You getting the mist, and then it's probably muddy because you got sand. So I'm like, she was
really committed, y'all. Because it was like, no, I'm just gonna live here, and this is it. And look, so not only did she do that, right? She lived there. She was childless, no husband. So that means she was also not like
valued in society and stuff,
right? And it was like because it doesn't say like why she made this choice.
I think it was for provision because back then when women weren't married, like they couldn't really get a job or whatever. And
yeah, but why? Okay, I understand that, like because it does say in the word that you take care of the widows and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, but they could have taken care from home.
True.
Send her little packages and delivery. With the little on the camel.
The first Uber Eats.
Yeah, the first delivery. Like it could have been that. And you have not only that she was, doing that, but I do understand the purpose because the purpose is very important. The purpose was significant. She was praying and pleading and asking God for the Messiah. That's purposeful.
That is.
And that was needed and that was necessary. That's absolutely, there is nothing about that is not important.
Yeah.
But she did it for decades.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's different because, like, we be doing our little fast 3 days, 5 days, 20 days, 40.
I've done 40.
Oh, girl, you super safe.
But I feel like this.
Wait, was it like a 40-day dry fast though?
No. See, no, I've done the 40 days.
I was said I've not heard you.
I read the rule wrong. No, I've done it 40 days in a sense where, okay, there was a purpose, there was a point, but I mean, I ate differently. Or I gave up, maybe coffee, or I given up TV, or like done it with like time frames. This is all she did. This like her entire story after, her husband passing. This is what she committed her life to.
But I'm trying to figure out how did she live though? Like she had been eating something from time to time.
I think they were juicing.
Well, technically, take your feet and you just start stopping them fruit.
What?
Well, I mean, they could do that with other fruits too. I mean, they could.
No. This is like really, really crazy. Like, okay. But what happened was, as she was praying and all of that for the Messiah. Okay, so and because she lived in the church, so she seen a lot of like kids being dedicated and this, that, and the other. So clearly, she was still waiting for the Messiah to be born. Okay, so one day she saw a young couple. We know who that is. Mary and Joseph come to dedicate their baby at the temple, and the it's like she came alive. Like it was like a twilight in her eye, like twinkle twinkle. Like, oh, the baby is here. She was able to see Jesus, and she goes to the baby, and they're like, "Oh, this is Jesus. She was like, oh, God, the time. Because Jesus now is here.
Yeah.
And she was the only woman who was able to see the vision, and God allowed her to see in Jesus's eyes as the Savior.
Wow.
So she, this is, even though we know this is a sacrifice, but we already know that it's not everybody's ministry. We're all not called to do the same things.
No, man.
This was Anna's calling, and clearly she did a good job because she was able to see, and she was the first one to acclaim Christ at, that this is the Messiah, baby.
Yeah.
This is it. Now let's go eat. Okay, it doesn't say that word. Okay, no, I'm not gonna add that.
I was like, wait, did she really eat right after?
No, we don't. But I would assume because now, it's been fulfilled because this is what she was crying out for. This is what she was praying for. This is an answered prayer.
That's true.
When you get your answered prayer, do you still continue to fast?
If the Lord calls you to, because that happened to me right now. Like I finished the fast, and then it was like boom, another fast. I'm like, dang, like
no. But if you got the answered prayer. Because if you're fasting, if you're fasting for this specific thing, and now boom, the Lord answered it. Ta-da! Now what do? Do you say like, okay, I got the answer. I'm coming over for that fast. Like, do you think she started eating?
I know I would have been chowing down on a good feast. Okay.
What do you guys think? Like, what would you do? Like, because now you've seen baby Jesus. And it has been confirmed because God allowed her to see her answer prayer. It wasn't like she was wondering, like, I wonder if that's Jesus. That's the baby. I wonder if that's the Messiah. I think it might be. No, it says that this is because God gave her this answer. And I feel like he was low-key saying, like, okay, you go eat. Like, we don't know. I'm going to have to ask that question when I get upstairs. But this is why I call her the godmother, because, she was able, and I think of a godmother as someone who kind of steps in on like on the side of the parent to say, to support and kind of like, they pray for the children. They're, oh my God, children, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, yeah, sometimes when, godmothers, they step into, do things that perhaps that the mother, a bonus of, I'm sure Mary prayed for Jesus, so, on a side note, come alongside the mom and the family. So I just kind of call her like the godmother, because she had a different part or addition to what was going on with Jesus or for Jesus, but she was praying for him to come. She was praying for the Messiah. So this is a great attribution, or even the things that we can take away from her life story, that we can say, being committed, being dedicated, and really being about, the assignment on your life. Because I believe this was an assignment for her, because I don't know, or maybe she felt called to this, and this is why it went down. But whatever way, I think taking away from what you can take away from her is really having the seeing how committed someone can be about the things of God. There's a lot of things you could take away from this to say, what, even if my life maybe is not to that magnitude, maybe I don't fast every day, but I will say this: if you are fasting, be committed.
Yeah, stick to it.
Be dedicated. Do the right thing. If you're gonna fast, and at least make sure that you're not like, if you're gonna live in the house of God. Well, since we're not living there anymore, well, not us, but
Wait, what are we doing?
Since people don't live in the house of God per se anymore, I would say this, that being that we do go to the house of the Lord, be committed, be faithful.
Yeah.
And I would think that, she was being holy, like she didn't have people like climbing out her window, out the door,
and it's like,
Rahab. Don't be having like, even though for her, she lived there.
Yeah.
But for us as women, we're going into the house of the Lord. Let's make sure that we are letting our lives be, holy, and we're being righteous, and we're really being faithful and following the things of God. There are takeaways in that we can make applicable to today. And if you gotta move in there, because of a situation, I mean, you can always glean from Anna, from that book of Luke in 36 to 38. So that's Anna. Anna was interesting. I just thought it was like y'all needed to know about her, because I want to know if anybody will be willing to do that today.
That's different, and I think it just speaks to, like you said, the dedication to really just I can take it. Sorry.
Oh. Right on the morning. Am I still good? Mine was like a setback. Like what? Like no, Lord, no. Jesus, no, eat. No, you're not trying to do Anna right here.
We've been talking about this dinner for hours, y'all. We can't wait to get
we're not doing Anna.
But it just speaks to the dedication. I think that's so powerful, and then to focus in like that, because the thing about fasting, when you fast, your flesh is killed. Okay, that joint is fired, like seared, just gone, because it just highlights like one. And if you're honestly too, I would say if you're doing a fast right, not only will God like show you glimpses of your future or just other things externally, but He'll show you stuff about you that you need to clean. Because like this whole pattern of fasting God got me in 2024, I'm like, ooh, okay, I need to clean that up. Okay, yeah, I need to change that. Okay, Lord, I repent for this. I just, like, it will really humble you, and it will just like have you laser focused on the Lord. So I can only imagine how excited Anna was when she finally saw baby Jesus. Did it say like how long Anna lived in the Bible?
Well, it says like at the time that she saw Jesus, she was about 84 years old.
Oh wow!
And so she got married as a young woman. So being that I don't have age, I would think like, well, I'm still young, so I don't know. But I mean, I would think, because back in the day they got married young,
like
younger too. So, but 84 years old, I can't imagine that's still a long time, because she lived there for decades. So you figure that's a long time before she even see Jesus at 84. Doesn't even matter how much further.
That's true. Yeah.
At this point,
because I mean, okay, let's say she lived she got married at like 18 or something. That's like at least what, 60 years?
And she was married for 7 years.
Oh wow!
So
that would be 25. So that's like 60 years of like fasting and living in the temple. So that's a lot. Like
that's a long time.
I could barely last 60 days on a fast. Like the longest that I've done is the 25-day one right now. So to dedicate your life to that. I mean, the closest thing I could think to that nowadays, even though they definitely are not taking it to this level, are like nuns in the Catholic Church, where they give a vow of abstinence or whatever. But it's still different. Like they can still eat and whatnot. It's just that they vow to not get married. They vow,
But I think they like start early, because she was already married before. You know what I mean? I don't know if nuns got. I don't know like the life for them, but I don't know if they got. I don't think like I could just go there like, they let me do it.
I don't know. What's the protocol for that? Anybody know what's the protocol to become I'm not gonna be trying. I'm just curious.
It's a good question.
What if you feel called at like 45?
Or what if I'm like, I got nowhere to go, but I would like to be.
Not a nun for the come up like I need a warm bed to sleep in and a meal. Okay, so yes, God called me to be a nun. No one can be.
I was just thinking, like, I'm not dating.
Jessie is a trip, y'all. She gonna leave this trip. If you see her in some Catholic church, okay, in Texas, just know you heard it here first.
Breaking news. I'm not choosing the Hannah's life. I'm going with the nuns.
You can save on rent.
I'm like, look, y'all, I'm done. I'm in a job. What y'all doing?
Oh, don't Christian up in the window, y'all. Christian is in the window.
Okay, y'all. I mean, look, we cutting up in here.
Sorry, Christian's busting in here.
Yeah, guys, we are showing out. But let's go to the next mother. We're gonna talk about Mary. We're gonna talk about Mary real quick. Okay, Mary. So since we just on the topic of Anna and waiting for Jesus to be born and everything, we're gonna move to, with Mary. So now Mary, we all probably know. Well, I don't want to say we all. Every time we say we all know who she is, then you find out somebody like, who Mary? Or which Mary? Because there's like 100 of them.
That's true.
There's a whole story with Mary. Like, Mary. I mean, yeah. So Mary, the mother of Jesus. Since we have Anna that just came with, we know that what she did for Jesus to come. Now we got Mary, who is the mother of Jesus. Like, she is a special woman. And I would say next to Eve, she's like the next, like, very special woman, because she is the mother of Jesus. And I think about just that part alone, and I'm like, wow, like that God will find you to be worthy to carry the Savior. And I'm like, if I was back there, like, what do you?
I don't know if the Lord would have asked me, to be honest, because he's still working on me. He's still doing a mighty work in me.
To Lord trusted you to be like.
I think he would have, like, I just think like if God was in heaven talking with Jesus and the angels or whatever, it'd be like, you think Rondelle could carry the Savior? It'd be like she does love you, like she's 10 toes down about you, God, but she still got some right to live.
I mean, it does talk about Mary's personality. She is like, was very humble.
Yeah.
She's like, she had a certain grace about her. She was obedient. She was young, so maybe she didn't really live life yet.
If they caught me, well, no, I was cutting it back. Never mind. Yeah, it was for me.
A young girl. I mean, Gabriel showed up and said this is what she was called to do. So I'm like thinking, like, but there was a lot of young people out down here at that time. Why her, right? And I'm just thinking, like, out of my group of friends, like, would he have picked any of us? Like,
I feel like one or two people God probably would have picked. I don't know about at that age, because was she like 16 or something like that?
Yeah, she was like young.
Yeah, at that age, I can't speak for them. But as far as how they are today, I'm like, yeah, I can see you carrying the Savior. Just like, they just are on point. They are on fire for the Lord. They are on point. And I love that for them.
Yeah. And what the thing is, I mean, this is like something that we're thinking about, because this is the Savior. I mean, the Savior, and I guess if you probably like, well, I carry the Savior if I don't know I'm carrying the Savior.
True.
But when like she knew, like he came, Gabriel told her, like, this is what you are being asked to do.
I'm outside.
There's a lot going on, So there you go. But and that's what I'm imagining her. Like, she about to get married, and and what about, like, if you're thinking about, like, people who are, like, thinking about their body, like, can I enjoy being married first, like, before I become a mother? So I don't know. That's just a lot. God, you're just gonna pick somebody out here.
That's crazy.
And you have a meeting. There was like no meeting. Only meeting wasn't even a meeting. It was a direction. Like, you are the one. Like, so Mary is the mother of Jesus, and we already know. Well, again, when I'm gonna say we already know, and with her, she was engaged, about to be married with Joseph. She's like excited and looking for wedding gowns and having to, like, have Gabriel pull up on her and be like, hey, yeah, what's that conversation like? Seriously,
Right.
like, you know, like I'm chilling and you like, oh yeah, yeah, you busy? Like, yeah, right. You know, all of a sudden this is your assignment. And yet again, this is an assignment. It's not something for everybody.
Yeah.
Okay, we all cannot do this. And now you have Mary carrying the Messiah. Now you have Joseph that is like, wait, what? You know,
imagine that your fiance come to you like, oh, I'm pregnant, I'm carrying the Messiah, but I didn't cheat on you. It's like, okay, I know I have my crazy days, I know I didn't have my drunk days or whatever, but this one,
like this is like, no, wait a minute. And I call her like the dream carrier because it's only in a dream that I could be able to do this.
Yeah.
Because it's like, even I think about me back then at that age, no, Gabriel would have never pulled up on me.
You're like, yeah, they would have been like, nah, she ain't there.
Like, you know, I was thinking Jessie.
Right.
Jessie. No, Jessie. Yeah, me. But thinking about at 16, 14, I had issues going on. I didn't even know who I was, what I was doing. I was going through a lot. So yeah, I would not have made the cut. And now I'm mad that I wouldn't have made the cut. That age group over.
You gotta talk this stuff in there.
Let me say, okay, so now I'm mad that it didn't look at me. But yeah, so she carried Jesus, and she was a woman that was found favor with God. She was, blessed and highly favored, as it says. You can find her story, like I said, in the book of Luke 1, chapter 1. Because of her carrying Jesus is why Anna was able to get the answered prayer when she dedicated the baby with, at the church with Joseph. So, with her, having, it's like she had like limitless potential because of the fact that she was a willing vessel. She yielded to the assignment. And I imagine that it could have been hard days, because I'm thinking like this. Okay, now I'm the mother of Jesus, carrying Jesus in my stomach. So, like, now what? After Jesus is born, now I gotta raise this Messiah. So now what? I can't put you on punishment. Like, what do I do with Jesus? Like,
right, because it's like,
because Jesus is your first child.
Imagine even with Joseph, he could be like, "You're not my daddy."
Yeah,
you're not lying. So now you like, don't talk to your father. He's not your father.
He's not your father. Like, so now you got Jesus as your child, like, and I'm like, for us mothers out here that raised the child, and you like, wait, did Jesus have any behavioral issues? Like, no, like, you can sit there and then toddler. Did he try to put things in a sack?
Right. Was he like was he?
Did he have terrible too?
Probably not. I mean, probably not. He could have came out preaching. Well, he could have came out with a good word. Like what
did Jesus do as a baby?
He probably was preaching to them. Because at 12, he checked them.
Actually, at the BCI, we had the bishop, the little kid.
Oh yeah, I forgot his name.
Luke,
Luke the something.
Yeah, but he's like young. He's like 6 or 7, and he preaches. Yeah. Jesus was doing that.
Jesus checked him in the temple. He was like,
and he was 12.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, what are y'all tripping for?
He like just say that, like, yeah, what? Yeah. First of all, I'm like, how they didn't know this was going for like 3 days.
That part. They probably was asking for the break. Probably checking them at home, like, that's not how you
do it. I don't know what to do with Jesus. He's a savior. Like, what are you gonna say to Jesus? He already know all things.
Okay.
So I'm just thinking that would have been a lot of pressure being Jesus's mother. Okay, so not only am I going to carry this, so now you got to watch what you eat.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you got to make sure you take your prenatal pills and all of that. Now you got to, you got to do right. You
They
know?
were on the run because the king at the time, Herod, I think, was trying to kill them. So she
yes.
can't even really enjoy it for real.
Because now as she got bigger, they had to go into hiding, and and then not to mention, as she was getting bigger, now the streets, the word is out here in these streets that she's pregnant, and Joseph ain't the daddy,
and he's looking stupid. He's like, no, it's not.
Everybody talking about her. So it's like, could you have handled that pressure of being a town gossip?
Listen,
like, can I tell? Right. Like, seriously. And so for her, she is a special woman.
Yes.
And honestly, I don't know how to say this is like something you could take away as far as like, can you be that kind of Jim carrier? Maybe in a sense of, what can you take away? You really think about the level of humility that it takes. Finding favor with God. I think that's a good thing.
With God,
I'm not gonna sign up to be the mother of Jesus, though. Like, God, I do still want your favor. Like, I don't want to carry the savior. I want your favor.
She, like you said, she had a humble spirit. Wasn't she from the hood?
She was from the little streets. Like, she wasn't like she was poor.
Gotcha.
It wasn't like she had much going on. And it's interesting how you will see like that's who.
But it just reminds us that God draws to the lowly, because he could have picked the woman who had wealth and all that, but he picked the one who was probably overlooked. She was young, so I know she had to be scared. Mm-hmm. She didn't come from much, but it's like you are never too far from God's grace. You can be used by God no matter what your background is, no matter what your income is. And when you have the right character, God can trust you with more, because that's a weighty task. But we all are carrying something, whether it's a dream, our assignment in life, whatever. Yeah. So it's like, can God trust you with more?
And that's a real good way to look at it. Like, even though you couldn't necessarily be married, but could you be a married right now? Like, what did God trust you with? What did he give you in your dreams? Like, what have he revealed anything to you that he's asking you to do? And he's saying that he needs you to do this. And you can probably say, well, get somebody else to do it. But it's like, no, I'm giving this to you. I've placed this in you, and I need you to give birth to it. So in this sense, you can definitely take away from Mary's story to say, can I be a trusted vessel? Can I be obedient?
Yes.
And then can my body be used in this manner? Like, are we being good stewards over our body?
That's deep right there. That's deep, because our health is your wealth. The Holy Spirit lives in us. So if you're just letting anybody, that's deep. Listen, because God has been really working on me to really speak about promiscuity and sexual sin among single women and single ladies in the city. And so when she said that, it's like, that's so true. Like, are we stewarding our bodies well? Are you allowing for my women, are you allowing any man to just have access to you? Are you exerting your energy beyond the point of healthiness? Like, you're wearing yourself thin, you're dragging yourself to the mud because you're not eating right, you're not sleeping right. The Holy Spirit lives in us, and this is his house. So you want him to have a nice, healthy, clean house to live in. You don't want to be just like leaving it messy, eating the wrong things, allowing anybody access to inside of you, literally, as a single woman. So, you definitely want to take care of that. That's good.
Yes, so we have to remember that we are still dream carriers. Yes. We are still, being used by God, and we have to be found favorable. We have to be found yielding to the calling on our lives. We have to know that we can trust God, that if he's coming to you with this dream, if he's coming to you with this assignment, if he's calling you for this, that means he believes and he knows that you can do this. It's you that have to yield to obedient and know that, okay, He's going to be with you all every step of the way. And no, it's not going to be easy because there's nothing about this that was easy. And there's nothing about being the Messiah's mother that's going to be easy. Period. So why would anything that God gives us be easy? You know, she's had the hardest and the biggest assignment of them all.
Yes.
Next to Eve, who could have not eaten that apple.
Right.
But anyway, let's leave Eve alone. But that's good. That's for us to think about and take that away. That let's be found, you know, trusted. Let's be found with a level of humility that God would even think of us in this manner, to trust us with vision and trust us with dreams and trust us with assignments. That's important, and that's a good takeaway for us to know that when we are carrying dreams and the things that God placed in us, that we are not aborting those things, and we're not dropping the ball on it, we're not negating it, and let's not allow other people that's going to be judgmental because it doesn't look like what they think it should look like. Why you? You know, why
I'm talking about that tomorrow on live, y'all, because it hit me.
Yeah, like why her? Like, oh, so what? You know, the same way I just feel I like not be victim, like 16, 14 myself. Yeah, like when we looking at other women, like, oh, so you know, like what she, you know, why she get to do this, or why? Well, wait a minute, what do you mean she's favorable? What do you mean she's blessed?
Right,
like, highly favored. I can't put that highly in there. You know, like, wait, excuse me. You are blessed high, baby. Right. You know, you have to put the high in there. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. So we have to take those things away. Like, listen, God is trusting us with something, and we cannot afford in these days to just be like, oh, okay, whatever. Exactly. No. You have to find it that, God, who am I that you would even think of me in this way, to be used by you for this time or for this thing, for this purpose, for this journey, you know, and be thankful. Because listen, she was humble. Yeah. You know, it wasn't like, yeah, look at me. I'm carrying the Savior. Talk to me nice. No, you can't be like that either. Listen, because we already know what happened when Joseph tried to share his dream.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, we know what, we ain't talking about the men, but you know what happened to him. If you know to know, you know, you know. Special. Yeah, we can do that. If you know, you know. But you know what I'm saying? You still gotta be humble. You still have to say, okay, you know what, God, thank you for trusting me. And Lord, I'm going to be faithful. Lord, I am going to, you know, be a good steward.
Making a guest appearance on Mother's Day.
Okay, happy Mother's Day. This is why. Okay. Without yes. Welcome. Would you like to say anything to the people? What would you like to say? Say hello. Hi. What? You heard him. But.
Okay, he's singing a tune from a show he likes. I have no clue.
Okay, now this live has turned into a concert. Yeah.
You're playing Five Nights Pumpkins?
Oh, okay. See?
You need to go wash up. You smell like outside.
What?
Say bye.
Bye. Happy Halloween.
Say Happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day.
Not Happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day. There you go. From the mouth babes. Okay. So y'all, that's Mary. Let's move on. So she is the dream carrier, and we could definitely be sensitive to that, and definitely call ourselves, find ourselves to be favorable and highly favorable to God. Okay?
Highly favorable.
Highly. And I'm about to drop the last bomb on y'all because I bet y'all ain't nobody gonna know who she is. I just like to do that. I want to know her.
Yeah, I'm really interested.
I don't even know how to pronounce her name. Okay, so this one right here, y'all, is Okay, so I call her the purpose giver. Look, I'm stumbling on the word because I was like, who? Yes, I was. Purpose giver. So yes, okay.
Amen.
All right. Yes, I got me my own amen corner. Don't be jealous. But see, Mary, you carry the Messiah. Okay. Corner what? Yes, go. Let's go. Okay. Purpose giver, and her name was Holder.
Holder. I ain't never heard.
Okay. No idea. Who ever heard of Holder? Drop it in the comments. And if you spell it right, Rondelle will give you a special gift.
Yeah. Right. Don't Google it. Be honest.
Her story can be found in the book of 2 Kings, 22:14. And because we don't, I would do a dive deep on her another day because she really is someone I think we should know about because no one knows her at all. I didn't even know her. And I'm like, wow, I don't know all the women, but I never heard of her name, not even across the pulpit, not even in nothing. Okay, yeah, hold the spell. Well, no, we ain't gonna say that because we're trying to see y'all know. So she actually was back in the king reign of Josiah. Josiah was an 8-year-old king. Yes, honey.
Ooh, he was that young.
Yeah. Wow. And he wasn't even the youngest. There was another king that was like 7. Wow. I don't remember his name. But Josiah was like the second youngest king. Wow. He was 8. So imagine an 8-year-old.
Hello. That's literally like him being king.
Oh,
hello. We playing Pinky Whooper.
Oh,
can you imagine being king?
Could you imagine? Could you imagine being king?
Oh yeah.
Right? I'm just gonna watch since I had a little kid. Right?
Can you imagine being king, Christian?
Hello. We play Fire Pumpkins.
So that's what everyone's gonna do.
Oh, I know what that is.
Fire Pumpkins? Yeah.
And we always laugh when he say it because it sounds like
yeah.
Yes. Oh, okay.
Hello. We play Pinky Whooper.
Okay. So king.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And then you come right back.
I just remembered that.
And handle your bedtime duties.
But yeah, so but yes, y'all. So yeah, Josiah was the king at that time, and so basically, long story short, Josiah they were cleaning up, or whatever. Like after 18 years of him being a king, and he came across the book of the law. Okay, so he's reading through the book. He actually wasn't reading through it. He told them to read it to him out loud. I don't know, maybe he was fighting. I don't know, because he was 8. I don't know, but so they're reading the book to him, and it's it's telling him all of the things that's supposed to be and how the Israelites are supposed to be behaving, and clearly as they're reading this, he's like, ain't nobody doing any of that.
Yeah.
Because he became king after his father died. So he's like, and so his father wasn't like the best king. So he's like, oh, but ain't nobody out here doing that. So long story short, he's like, so this is the way we're supposed to be behaving. So he was like very perplexing. I don't know if he was because he was little or young, that he was emotional. I don't know. But he starts crying and he's like really, really sad, and like his heart was really broken about this because he's like, wow, we're being disobedient. People are not listening. People are not following the laws. We are not being, a good nation right now. And he was like, he wanted confirmation of like, is this really true? And what is what? Yeah. I'm like, imagine you come across this thing like, wait, you finding this like the diary or something of the Lord, and it's like, oh, you supposed to die or not to do this, dog, or to live holy, dog. And you come across this book, you're like, wait a minute, you doing anything, everything, right? Whatever. And so now you're like, wait, so the standard is not what it's going on. This is not what it's supposed to be. So now you want to, of course, you're the king, so you want to set things to be right. You want to do things the right way. You're like, oh, okay, you know what? take this and take it to old girl Hulda and go see, because she was a prophetess. So like, go see if this is really what it is, because I mean, this right here is breaking my heart, and I can only imagine that it's breaking God's heart too.
Right.
So like, we gotta get this together. We gotta do the right thing. This is crazy.
We gotta tighten up.
Yeah. So he sent like 6 of his peeps out there to pick her up. Not pick her up, because she ain't go there. But they took like the book to her. So like, can you translate this of what this is? Because we found this as we was cleaning up the library. I mean, I don't know what it is. But we found this book, and Josiah is really broken up about this, and he wanted me to bring this to you and see like what's going on, and like, why are we not doing this, and that. So basically, she runs it down and says like, oh, this is right. This is the way we're supposed to be behaving, and we already know that people are not doing this right now, and because of that, it's breaking God's heart, and it's going to be, things gonna jump off, punishments to come if you guys don't get it right. So she ain't hold nothing back. She basically was saying that if y'all don't get it in order, it's going to be some consequences for this or whatever. So they go back and like, oh, Josiah, she said that, if we don't get this together, that basically the wrath of God is the punishment is going to be heavy duty. But what she did say is this: since you saw this and now you planning on and you looking to do things the right way, God will spare you. But you gotta do the right thing.
Gotta do it the right way.
You gotta get this together. And so she didn't hold back. So she was a woman of purpose giver. She gave Josiah like purpose now. Like, you're just not a king. Now you have purpose to get things in order. You have purpose to get things together, get the people right. You're responsible for doing the right thing. Mm-hmm. You're responsible for getting people in line, because that's the whole thing. You're the king now. You can't just sit around and allow people to do whatever they want and live way they want, being willy-nilly. You got to get this right. This is the pressure of an 8-year-old, y'all. An 8-year-old. This is now what the 8-year-old got to deal with. Could you imagine this as having an 8-year-old child? As you as an 8-year-old, could you imagine you come across this book and now all of a sudden, you gotta get things together. Like, all of a sudden now you have to get the people in line, and you 8 years old. Now the people gonna be like,
right, exactly.
You 8. No, we doing it. Yeah, but he's the king. But then could you imagine as your little 8-year-old child who says that, like, the reason, because some people were like even mad that he took the book to a woman to read. Like,
oh yeah, I can see that.
Like, why you don't take it to her? Like, but they say that it's probably, more likely is because his mother was a God-fearing, woman. So, it's probably like why he felt more comfortable getting that feedback from a woman. And she was a trusted woman in the like they say, she was pretty well known, you know what I mean? So, and she was a prophetess. Yeah. So with that being said, like, I could see why he would want her to be the one that kind of look over this book to kind of like, give validation to what's what. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, but even with that, you could see for people being upset with just that part. So imagining now getting the word and the confirmation that things need to get in order, that you got to turn around as an 8-year-old to set the house right.
Yeah.
You have to set correction now. You have to, hello, thank you for joining. Happy Mother's Day. Thank you.
Thank you.
But you know what I mean? Like, I could only imagine, happy Mother's Day to you too. I could only imagine, you having to tell these people how they got to get it together. And as an 8-year-old, I'm thinking like, I got 2 8-year-olds. like, could you like if they were like queens? I mean, I have a boy, so I guess it's different.
I mean, you saw Christian, so I'm trying to imagine him as a king, and I'm like, yeah, like, I'm just not seeing it.
But then he gotta set the house. Like, he gotta give orders.
Exactly.
Now this is the book of law. This is like some old like
Right.
Everybody, we gotta now, go inside before street lights come on. Like that's not the instructions.
Exactly. It's like this is pretty heavy.
This is like
deep.
And you telling this to adults.
Okay.
People that is like 10 times your age,
yes.
and people who's already, lived in the palace way longer than you have, they got kids older than you, grandkids older than you.
So they're like,
so they look at you like, yesterday you were playing with my little grandson, your age. Today you the kid.
Right. You telling me what to do?
Yeah. No. That's a lot of pressure on a little 8-year-old dog. I was like, get somebody else to do it, guy. Because he's too young. Because look at him. He don't even try to eat his chicken nuggets and French fries. The table at the head of the table trying to eat this hard steak. Too much. He has his teeth.
Oh, no.
Front teeth about
I think they can still be losing teeth at that age.
About 8 years old, like, are you toothless? What? What are you saying? So, I mean, that's a lot of pressure for a little 8-year-old. But this is what she was basically saying, like, and she didn't hold back any punches. And she didn't say like he ate and he take a light on him. She wasn't saying like, you know what, he probably don't understand. He 8 years old. She's like, no, well, because you're gonna sit at the house right now, the Lord would not allow this to
just straight like that.
That it says that. I mean, honestly, what it says in the book, it was like she was bold. She spoke the word with truth, with authority. Like it's like she didn't hold back nothing. She ain't care that Josiah was 8. She's like, no. And I'm like, that's probably why he cried so hard too.
Okay. Like, he's like, this is.
He really emotional because of what's going on in the book.
Okay.
But y'all, this is going all kinds of crazy.
Kendall just said her son is 8 and he lost a tooth last week. So yeah.
Oh God! He's trying to get somebody some instructions. And but think about the day that he came across this book and he got the people reading it to him out loud. So he's trying to process this, like, what? So then he starts crying, but could that be like tears of fear? Like,
overwhelmed.
Yeah, because it's 8. But anyway, hold up. Help me with this one.
You call it hoodlum? I thought you said hoodlum. I was like,
hold up.
I'm gonna guess HU because I can't see y'all. I can't see her writing, but I'm gonna guess HULDA.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Okay.
You sure your eyes ain't 20/20 vision?
I can't. I don't even see where it says.
I mean, my handwriting is chicken scratch. You like
I didn't want to say it.
There's no way to read this. I could barely read it. I don't know if I spelled it right. I think it's HULDA. H.
Oh, well,
there's an H at the end.
So did anybody else? Well, no one put it in the comments. So
okay.
Nobody getting no comments. I'm gonna treat myself.
Yeah. Yeah. So now y'all missed that. But yeah, so this woman just basically delivered this news to this boy that look, I'm calling this boy like he was a kid.
And that's how they felt.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so she just told him, like, basically, like, he's not gonna kill you now because you cried. And I mean, I'm saying for me as a mother, I'm thinking to myself, I think God, my little boy cried because I don't know, like, God gonna take him out now.
Okay.
Like, as a mother, I'd be like, oh, thank God that he's like only 8, he cried. Trust me, he ain't crying because of the book. He's crying because he's scared. Now she gotta go tuck him in. Oh my God! But anyway, this is who she is, and her part that she really plays again is because she was like a purpose giver. She gave the 8-year-old, the King Josiah, a purpose, an assignment to be focused on getting the things back right in the kingdom of God. And getting the people back in line, and she hold no punches. And the reason why I really added her to this conversation is because it is Mother's Day.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, as a mother, having an 8-year-old hear this, and having to understand that the pressure that comes with that kind of news, and as a woman, Huldah didn't even hold back. I would have pulled up to her door and be like, "Yo, why you put this news? Now my little boy is, like crying. My little boy is emotional, and like as a woman, like why didn't you like just kind of like sugarcoat it?" But it says in the word that she did not sugarcoat it.
No, she went straight for the jugular.
She just was like boom, 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 bam. And what is it like for us when we are purpose carriers and we are purpose givers, that the Lord gives us these purpose and assignments and stuff? Like, he doesn't sugarcoat it with us. He gives it to us straight with no chaser.
That part.
You know what I mean? So he gives us assignment. He expects us to deliver. He expects us to do what he has called us to do and get things in order and right. Ooh, so he still holds us accountable and responsible. He still does. He doesn't say like, "Oh, you don't have to do it because you're young. You don't have to do it because..." No, the expectation is there no matter what. Yeah. And that's why I included her in the conversation, because this is a way for us to understand as women, and God gives us purpose, and God gives us these things that he places on in us to fulfill and do, and we have a responsibility, and we are accountable to those things. And even when there are other barriers that comes up, or even when it comes across people who are not doing the right things, and we play a certain position, and we have to go as the one that he called to get it in order or to get it straight. Maybe you are called to be a pastor, and that's the purpose that you're serving. And what are you going to do? You don't have time to play and say like, "Oh, I'm not going to say it because, I'm going to play around with these people, let them do whatever they want." No, the Lord's going to be like, "This is the purpose I'm giving you. I don't care how hard you find it to be. You still are responsible to deliver this news." As we will know, well, I don't want to say as we will know, because I don't do the men, but when we, there are men that negated these kinds of assignments and purpose, and it did not end well for them.
That's like Jonah.
You got Jonah, you got Eli, you got Saul. There's people that we are supposed to do the right things. And as women, when we are the one that in position of purpose, we don't have any time to allow anyone or anything to get in the way of that thing happening. Right. And we cannot be, sugarcoating. We can't be, lollygagging. We can't be allowing other people to take us off course. We can't allow people to not help us to get in the way of us fulfilling what God has called us to do. Because you cannot get to heaven and be like, "Well, because the people, weren't listening, that's why I didn't tell them. That's why I didn't do it. That's why." No, because clearly Huldah said to little 8-year-old Josiah, "Okay, because you are going to get this together, because you have cried about this and you want to get things right, God is going to spare you." Yes. So he was 8 years old. Yes. So why would he care about this women?
That part. Okay. And heavy on the getting your house in order too, because that's something God has been speaking to me lately, heavily, right? Because, as you were, I think we had mentioned it earlier, because we've been on here for 2 hours now, y'all. We're going to get on soon, though, because we got to hit anyway. But, and thank you to the OGs, the real ones that have been here.
Y'all hanging on.
But God has spoken that to me because, like, at the conference, there was a pastor, I think, that was speaking about the 7 double, something, whatever. And so basically abundance, and this is a time where God is shifting a lot of people. I've been saying it, you've been following me. I'm seeing it in my life, in y'all's life. I'm seeing it. Like, God is opening up these doors that many of us have been crying and praying about and all these things. But it's like, you got to get that house in order. Okay. So if there is unrepentant sin in your life, stop. Okay. Stop now while you have a chance, because you don't want to get to that platform and then now you end up in a scandal or something like that. So stop it now. God's mercy is his grace towards you. If there's anything that you know you need to do, unforgiveness, people you need to reach out to and forgive, apologize to, do that. Or if you need to forgive them, do that. You know, get yourself in order, get your house in order, because God is giving us a lot of grace and mercy, and we just want to be prepared, because I really feel like when we do that, it's like, okay, now God's like, okay, I can start releasing some things. He'll withhold things till you get yourself together, whether good or bad, you know? Yes. So,
and Huldah being a great example of showing you that it didn't matter that it was an 8-year-old.
Yeah.
It was the position he played. He was a king. Mm-hmm. This is what he was called to do, to set things in order. And yeah, we may not be kings or queens. Sorry, I am a queen. I'm a queen. But this is, yeah, and it's not. Maybe this is not what you're doing. You don't have to go and tell people these kind of things in the palace or whatever. But you still have purpose that is just that as important and significant. Yes. And you can't be playing around.
No, we don't have time to play.
No. Get things in order. So take that away. It doesn't matter how old you are. It doesn't matter what it is. The bottom line is you need to do what is told to do.
Be bold, just like Huldah. And if you know someone who needs to get their house in order, tell them. You don't have to be a jerk about it, but don't sugarcoat it. Just be like, hey, like, you know, I'm noticing a pattern, or I'm noticing that you're delaying on this, or you're procrastinating, whatever it is. But just call them out. Sometimes you gotta say it, because it's like, if you're silent about it, it's kind of like you agree with it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, so, don't engage in it.
Yeah.
Or sweep it underneath the rug. Yeah. And things like that. And know that too. Even as women, we are our sister's keepers. And if we see somebody else is straying away and things like that, you know what? Help a sister out. Say something. Say something. Use wisdom. Use kind words. But I would say, because they bought Huldah the book, and she was able to say, like, hey, this is the validation, this is right, this is what it is. So yeah, sometimes you reminding somebody, like, yeah, this is the way it's supposed to be. And you, because they're doing it wrong, you don't just be like, I know that's the way it's supposed to be, but you don't really gotta do that. Yeah. Or you can just do this and not do it like that. No, you gotta learn to tell the truth. You gotta learn, don't lie to your sister friends. Yeah. My thing is, sometimes when we lie to each other, or we don't really face the truth, or we're really doing them a disservice.
Yeah, honestly. And God's word doesn't change, and then you're responsible to God for the lie you just told her.
Right.
So it's just like, it really does have a ripple effect.
Exactly. So those are things you could definitely take away from her. But when we do her, I'll go into a little bit more details. But that's why I found her to be someone that, first of all, I figured I would stump y'all. You're welcome. Now go be tomorrow. Okay. Okay, but yeah, that's it, y'all. I think I think I wrapped it and summed it up for each person. But the overall is, we know it's women in the Bible stories, but it's all applicable to our lives regularly and daily. And as the Mother's Day edition, it's no different, because this was not about all mothers. Yeah. But there were so many different ways, a different aspect that you can make things applicable to your life. Whether you are a mom that gave actual birth, or many different aspects. You could be, we are women, and we are purpose carriers, and we are dream carriers. We are godmothers. We are mothers. We're sisters. We're grandmothers. We wives. We all of those things. We wear different hats and different titles. But these women were just the ones I selected wasn't because of them being mothers. It was about the different attributes that they each held as a woman, and the position that they played in God's kingdom. And I pray and hope that, it set off some great aha moments for you, or even things that you could apply to your life, like starting right now.
Yes.
And
but before you hop off, I do want to do a special giveaway, and I did promise Christian that he could close out because he was like, I want to say bye now. So, but you keep talking real quick. Let me go get Christian.
I want to know what y'all gonna get.
Yes. Share.
Do I get the gift? Yes. Guys, meanwhile, just make sure y'all stay locked to Coaching with Miss Jessie. Or on my platform. Things are going to definitely be different because I am now also responsible for everything that I took in and was poured into this weekend at the BCI conference. And I really, need to get myself in order, okay? Because there's things that I have not really been a good steward with things that God has called me to do. So, prepare to be something. Look, y'all did a live yesterday because you know how you like fresh and you high on the conference. So, yeah, so that part. But just stay locked and loaded on all of my platforms. You will see some things, different. I already told Rondelle I made a covenant. No, we all did, not just me, because we always want publicity to this. Yeah, so we made covenants with God. So yeah. So sorry.
Hold on, Christian. We're not closing out yet. We gotta do a giveaway. So Christian was like, I'm back. But
yes, he's back.
What are you gonna say?
Hello, we play football.
Okay, you're playing football now. So while he's playing football, I promised to do a giveaway for all of the mothers or mother figures, any woman honestly who's here. And I'm gonna do a cash giveaway, just a little token. And now don't it ain't gonna change your tax bracket, but it is gonna help you get a little, treat, a little.
You can't buy it.
Something, dessert, coffee, something.
What?
But anywho, yeah, you can play. I'm gonna do 2 women. So I'm gonna do for your audience because you got.
You can download this football game.
And then I'm gonna do on
download
YouTube.
it football. So if you get locked up in 18 minutes, you can have it downloaded.
Okay.
Free promo. I ain't gonna pay for this. So for Instagram, just tell us if you're a mom, and I think it's the same woman. Yeah, just tell us if you're a mom, and if so, where you're tuning in from. I'm gonna get you anyway.
Get your mom to download football.
What? You don't have to download football. So on Instagram, you can tell us that, and then you can drop your Cash App or Zelle.
Yeah,
now on YouTube, it's a little more competition. So on YouTube, I don't know how long you've been tuning in. So I'm gonna ask 2 questions. No, I'll ask 3.
All right. So on my platform here, I am not a mother.
I'm a teacher. Okay. Well, thank you for your work. And honestly, y'all have to step in motherly ways at school. I be seeing when I take my son to speech therapy, and I'm like, ooh, it is not easy being a teacher. So thank you for your service. And if it wasn't this month teacher appreciation, or was it nurses? I think it was
I don't know.
Yeah.
I think it was teachers and nurses. I don't know, but either way, we thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, different. That's homeschool. He ain't giving me no gift right now.
Yeah, game fine.
He ain't giving me no gift right now. It was teacher appreciation. So hopefully the gifts and everything. And see, I knew the nurses. I was like, I can't remember. Yeah, I can remember.
Okay,
so where are you tuning in from on Instagram?
Where are you tuning in from? Instagram?
Subscribe my YouTube boy.
He does have a YouTube channel, but we're not plugging that right now. Baby.
Drop it.
He wanted to plug. He you gonna check him out on his platform.
Okay, that part. Oh, Texas.
Check it. Subscribe. I said we so close.
Yes, he is so close. Okay. So she's tuning in from Texas on Instagram.
Oh.
Okay, Texas in the building.
Texas.
Texas.
Texas. Okay.
What,
So
Texas?
drop your Cash App or your
I don't
Zelle
know
and
what
I'll
you're
send you
saying.
your token. Now on YouTube, y'all stretch.
Be
Y'all
careful.
stretch, crack your knuckles if you need to. Get
You're about
yourself
to
together.
hold
Because I'm gonna ask you 3 questions. So whoever gets it, gets
Get
it.
it. Get
Okay, so over here we got a winner over here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so so drop it in there.
Your Cash App or your Zelle.
Yeah, Cash App was
Okay,
out.
And for YouTube, I'm gonna ask you 3 questions about what we talked about today. If you want to participate, you can, Jessie. But no, you can't because you have the upper hand.
Oh wow!
Because you taught the subject today.
I might have forgotten. Especially about who? I was worried about.
She is cutting up. I got you. I got you at Cheesecake Factory. Okay, so who was the first woman Jessie talked about today?
You see no pit.
Who was the first woman Jessie talked about today? If you're still here, comment.
She dropped it. Okay, thank you.
Okay.
We'll get that over to you.
Yeah.
Let me do that right now so I don't forget.
Equals
Yeah.
1 equals 1.
Oh, a little something special. Aren't you glad you told me?
No.
Yes, blessings on blessings on blessings on blessings.
Yeah.
Stop saying.
Okay.
Yeah, Christian.
That. Ooh,
He's like, no.
say that to be a kid.
Okay.
Get us in the water.
He's like, no. Stop singing.
We're gonna get this
What
over.
does it say? DK.
Oh, let me see. Hold on. I can't see this. Two glasses.
Explain the word X.
IDK for actually just hand me the phone before I send it.
Because I don't even know how to fix this.
I tell you, I like the word X.
Okay, so who? Oh, Kendall missed the last one.
Okay.
Christian talking nonsense.
Okay.
Hold on. Who was the first woman that Jessie talked about today? That's
Okay.
question number 1. Put it in the comments.
Who's equals 1 equals 1? Subscribe.
Eagle one, eagle one.
Yeah, and I subscribe. I play this kiddie game. If you subscribe,
If you
we
subscribe,
got close.
you heard him. You so
Comment
close.
it. And that's a duck and have an earphones. A duck.
All right, here you go.
Okay.
So here we go. Come in. All right. So we got your
Okay. Okay.
little hand all in the
Okay.
way.
Hello, guys. Hello, guys.
Oh, Kendall said she was late to the live, so she missed that first woman. Okay, so we'll just that question we'll just say was wrong, but you got 2 more chances. You got 2 more chances, and the competition is not too stiff. So the next question is, what was Huldah known for? Like, what was her main thing that Jessie talked about today? What she was known for?
Okay, so what's her name? The one is also on the AXE. You said it's on the AXE? Okay.
I know, right? Okay. So if you remember, what was her main thing? Like how Mary was a dream carrier. What was Huldah? What was she really known for? What did she help with?
Okay.
Christian, you are a mic hog.
Who's have a crush?
What?
Bam have a crush on Bam Bam? Or Bam Bam have a crush on Sonic? Comment below.
Any question? Any answer?
Comment below.
I won't be winning this game. You probably will, Kendall, because I think it's the last one standing. So I'll ask the 3rd question in case someone pops in, but if not, you get in the cash app. So people dropped off. But we've been here for a minute. So
yeah.
Okay, so last question is what do I want to ask you the last question? Name another woman, because I talked about Mary, I talked about Huldah. Who was one other woman that was talked about today?
Okay. Who gave Mary someone angry? It's a tricky one.
You told me
It's
who
a
was
crush?
person?
No.
Oh.
Well, she came into the line, so I was like, oh,
It's dangerous.
No, the first woman.
Who gave Mary
oh,
angry?
shoot, I was all jacked up. My bad. Well, either way, if I was playing,
But you was okay. He was the first woman.
Subscribers. Listen
No, we're
to
talking about 4.
Who gave
We
Mary?
still got one missing.
She got it. Anna. She said Anna. Yay!
That's the missing one.
Miss Pray, worship and fast only. So you won, Kendall. I got your cash app tag. So
No, listen.
That you The next spray, what she think she so good. This good tissue.
Okay.
Living in the temple.
Okay.
So
Okay.
you're welcome on Instagram. I'm glad you got it.
Oh, yeah, you are welcome. So stick with me.
Yeah.
Okay.
You
Stick
big
with
get
us.
it.
Okay, let's start for position.
Oh, yes, you are.
Okay.
Use my soap.
Okay.
Stick with me. Better be sick of
He's
me.
looking at you like,
Look.
what?
Better be
What are you
sick of me. I'm
Okay.
being humble. I need to be
Okay.
humble. Clearly, I'm not humble.
Okay. Welcome to Day Find Pumpkins. Okay, what are you saying?
Oh,
You like to say door X? Okay. What are you saying?
You're welcome. Thank you for joining,
Yes,
Dora. I
thank you for
appreciate
okay,
it.
let's close them out. Kendall, you're the winner. Congratulations.
Kenna, you winner. Just you
You
got
had two winners
Yes,
today.
2 winners today. So thank you for tuning in to our Mother's Day Live because it was long. But we had a good time. We had a good kiki. I hope y'all gained some gems. Close them out. Say bye to everybody.
So buy you and scrap you and take it back.
He's threatening y'all to subscribe
No,
to my channel.
Subscribe.
We want to talk about.
He's like, subscribe right now.
Yes.
But I'm not playing with you.
If you play Find Pumpkins, just focus.
Coaching with Miss Jessie.
Just
Yeah.
focus, okay?
Say, look, tell them to sign up with Coaching with Miss Jessie. Say that.
Just focus.
Focus.
Just focus with Find Pumpkins.
No, Coaching with Miss Jessie.
Yeah,
Coach-
Okay.
Plug me in.
Okay, let's talk one more time.
Say, hit up Miss Jessie.
Okay. Who's when you singing again?
Say, hit up Miss Jessie. Say, hit her up. Say,
Okay. Okay. Who made Jessie?
yeah, Jessie, you hear it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, let's start. Who's favorite flower?
I have no idea. Okay, so we on that note, now that you got to plug in with Miss Jessie, go ahead and say good night, everybody, and happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day.
Yes.
Maybe the focus is to Find Pumpkins.
Yes, right. And go over on my YouTube, y'all. It's gonna be popping. Things is gonna be lit
Yeah,
because,
yeah,
like I told y'all, I made the covenant with God, so I am responsible.
Responsible? No, you have to say couple class.
Oh, I'm not. Well, he has relieved me of my duty.
Okay. Okay, we talk about they do couple
The
class.
king has spoken.
I know, right?
I no longer have
Okay. We do.
Okay, hold on. I gotta plug my stuff. And if you are a single woman, meaning you're not engaged and married, and honestly, even if you are engaged and married, still follow at Single Saved in the City on Instagram because I am incorporating engaged and married women in different ways. But if you are not engaged and married, most of our events right now are still focused on y'all. So tap in on Instagram. Go to our website, www.singleandsavedinthecity.com, and sign up for our newsletter. We have a mental health challenge tomorrow. We got
That's
stuff
what
going
I'm
on.
talking
So tap in, subscribe to this YouTube channel. Jesse's information is in the description box, so check that out. If you're on Instagram, follow me there. Just tap in, y'all. Tap in.
Yes.
Okay, let's do. Okay.
Shifting.
Okay, stop talking. You do couple class. Okay.
No, we're going on. We gotta eat. So
No.
Okay, y'all. I'm signing off over here on Instagram.
yes.
I will see you guys very, very soon.
No,
I am gonna be traveling back home.
Okay.
Dang,
Okay.
tomorrow.
Let's do.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's do one more time.
Tomorrow I'll be back home really tomorrow night. So
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
I'll still be here in Texas.
Okay.
Yes.
So wait,
Let's do
Wait,
one
no.
more time.
where am I?
You're am I?
I'm in ATL, so I'll be back in Texas tomorrow night.
Yes.
All right, guys. So stay
Bye.
locked and loaded. Have a
No,
good
let's do
day,
one more
y'all.
time. Let's do one more time.
Okay, say bye to everybody on YouTube.
Bye. No, let's do again one more time.
No, we gotta leave.
No.
Yes, we're going to eat.
No.
Say bye. You got the mic. Say bye. You don't want to leave, y'all.
Okay, let's do couple class.
No. Say good night.
No.
People gotta go to work. People gotta eat. Say good night. You'll get to do another live stream at some point. Okay. Say good night, everybody. Oh, good night. Good night. Bye. Okay. You don't want to leave, y'all. Oh. The king was crying.
emotional
Can you
about
say
this. It's
Can you say
okay.
no, you gotta move your hand here.
It's okay.
Okay, now press here. Press again. Bye. He said not yet.